enjoying the holidays, the Thanksgiving and the Christmas break and the New Year's. But that still leaves you plenty of opportunities for two things. Get business right now, and it is out there. That's number one. And number two, prepare and warm up for 2018. So I'm going to give you some practical strategies that I want you to use right now to capitalize on these next few days and why this is a good opportunity. Cool? Your comments will come. Your questions will come. We're going to show them. I'm going to display them like this. There you go. Let me just zoom it in a little so you guys can actually see. Hold on a second. There you go. Those are your lovely comments so that we see who's sharing what and who's chiming in, and we're going to have a good time. So Heather, very excited, as you guys can see. Hold on, let me just switch it to this, to this. There you go. Now you guys can see it. Sonia's looking forward to it. We're going to share some good stuff. All right. Ash said sounds better. Microphone is good. The audio is good. I can actually bump the volume a little for you guys. There you go. Okay. So that's our agenda. That's what we're going to talk about. So here is what I would like you to do. All right. Now for those of you who don't know me, anybody here for the first time? My name is Coach Borino. I'm one of the administrators here in Rockstars. I started the group. We started, what, about 4 years ago or so? Man, we've grown. We're going to hit 20,000 members in a day or two. That's pretty insane. So if this is your first time, welcome. I share these every week where I answer your questions. I give you tips. I give you resources. I help you with whatever situation you're dealing with. So you end up with good, lots of good leads. You're going to get a bunch of business, bunch of listings, clients, help people, and make a lot of money. Because that's the bottom line. You're in real estate for money. Now, let me make that clear. I want to make sure you get this, even you veterans. Yes, you love people. You enjoy homes. You enjoy serving the community. You enjoy all those things. But none of that would matter if you don't get paid. None of that matters unless there's cash involved. I mean, there are people out there who see the value in what you do, what you contribute, who will gladly pay you for your service and pay you well. And they can, and they will. But it's just a matter of using certain strategies, doing certain things on a regular basis so that you don't just run a charity, right? So you have a profitable business. So keep that in mind. It is the bottom line. And don't feel bad about it. You don't need to apologize. You don't need to explain. You don't need to do any of that. It's just a matter of understanding. I'm to help people. I want to be cool, but I need to get paid. Yeah? So we're going to measure. The bottom line is how many dollars you earn. Leads are important. Listings are important. Appointments are important. Or these are stepping stones. But at the end, here's what I mean. It starts with good leads. That's your starting point. Leads, high probability leads. That's your number one objective because that runs your business. That's the fuel. Those will get you appointments. That's the second stepping point. Appointments. And those will get you closings and dollars. Okay? So you're going to get appointments, then you're going to get a listing, then you're going to get a sale, you're going to sell that property, or if you work with buyers, God forbid. But this is your end goal, is to earn money. To earn money. Remember that. You're in a profit business, for profit. Okay? That's how we measure it, not by how many leads you get or any of that, not how many appointments. Those are just stepping stones, measurable increments, but at the end, it is the dollars. So, what the dollars represent is all of this stuff, like the new car you want, the nice new home you want, the vacations, the dollars paid, no bills, kids in a good college. That's what the dollars will provide. That's the vehicle that will get you there. This will excite you. This is the juice. All these things that you want. Keep those in mind. And this is the road that will get you there. Dollars, listings, appointments, and leads. Simplify it. You don't need to overthink any of that. So now, with that said, how do you use the next 55 days to get a lot of these dollars? First, understand that you can do it right now. Not 3 months from now, not 6 months from now, not next year, right now. It's a different mindset. It's a different frame. You can do it right now. You can do it right now. And I mean, when we finish this broadcast, you can get out there and start cranking them out. But it requires a different mindset. It requires the mindset of belief. I've been reading this great book, and I'll post a link to it. Kavit about that. It is a phenomenal book. It was written about 50, maybe 60 years ago. It's old. It was written by a chemist, a doctor, chemist, scientist, who became very spiritually involved. He became a minister. He got involved in certain type of thinking and developed this methodology of achieving health, life, money, good life, success in your life. And all of the stuff that this book deals with and all the stuff that he talks about is subconscious mind, the power of your subconscious mind. So now, here is why I'm kind of slightly hesitant. I have to preface this. He makes a lot of religious references. He references a lot of Bible and Jesus and God and all that. You know me, I'm not very religious, so that's why I'm a little hesitant, especially for you guys who don't subscribe to this set of beliefs, which is fine. But if you're willing to look past that, and some of it is really just inspiration where he uses metaphors and examples, because the end goal, the dollars we had here, your beliefs and your subconscious mind and how you talk to yourself, how you think, how you believe, can help you get there. It is a fantastic book. If you're willing to pass that, if it resonates with you, if you are a spiritual, religious person, that's great. You're going to enjoy it very much. But even if you're not, and it's not like I don't believe in God or any of that, but I just don't believe in organized religion. So it took me a little while to get used to the archaic language, to used to some of the examples, but past that, the principles he talks about, the strategies you can use, and some of them are very simple daily strategies of habitual thinking, habitual talking to yourself, habitual programming of your subconscious mind that will make all these things that you want a lot easier. So I've been reading that. I'm almost done with it. It's not an easy book to read because the language, it is old. You know, it is 60 years old. But the message is fantastic. The techniques are amazing. The way I know I enjoy a book or I get a lot out of it is how much I highlight. And in this, I have tons of notes. And I'm actually thinking about doing a coaching session where we can take these old principles and apply them to the modern world and our business. But all that, the reason I'm telling you all this is because if you want that business right now, if you want to have a great end of the year, and if you want to have a phenomenal 2018, shift the beliefs first. Because it's these beliefs that will steer you. There is a part in your brain called a reticular activator, and it works as a filter. If you start shifting your beliefs where you say, I can do this. There are people out there who need my help. In spite of all the technology, in spite of all these gadgets and tools we have, this is still a people business, and there are people out there who will like me, who will respect me, who will appreciate my expertise, and who would be willing to work with me and pay me for my service. You start shifting that. The reticular activator in your brain starts working as a filter, attracting these people. It's just like when I bought Hannah a sports car, and she got a birthday gift last August for her birthday, and a year ago. Until then, she wouldn't notice the kind of car she got. It's a convertible. Once we got it, we saw so many. It's like, there's one, there's one, there's another one, there's another one. I had no idea. Did the car suddenly appear? No. It was the reticular activator in her brain that started to pay attention because it brought forward. Does that make sense? So if your reticular activator starts connecting and saying, there are people out there who need help, there are people who need to move now, people who have a situation or circumstance where they need to put the house on the market right now, they need to put it on the contract quickly, they're reasonable as far as their expectations, price, commission, times on the days on the market and all that. Your reticular activator connected to your subconscious mind with the right beliefs, connected to the universe. And you can name it and label it whichever name feels comfortable for you. But if you connect these things together, suddenly have a recipe for a lot of success. Because now you're actively attracting, bringing these people in, where if your belief is limited, if you live in the world of scarcity, there is not enough, market is hard, nobody's moving, there's too much competition, I'm not cut out for this, and all these things that I used to deal with, personal experience, you will literally repel all these opportunities. And if you do get that opportunity, you consciously and very often unconsciously, like I used to, you're going to sabotage it. You're going to figure out how to fuck it up, how to destroy the opportunity to be helpful and make a lot of money. Because if there's a conflict between the beliefs you carry around and what you consciously want, which is success and money, the core beliefs of your subconscious and the connection that you sever with the universe that's looking for the opportunity to help you, it's not going to work. Some of you got this and you're floating, you're jamming. Some of you still struggle with it. But I encourage you, evaluate these beliefs. Evaluate where you are. Really pay attention to the self-talk, to the thoughts, to the expectations and the focus you have. You got that clear, which you need to, then it's just a matter of deploying a simple strategy. So you are here today. Here we are, November, something. So we have these 55 days, which is 55 opportunities to find the leads, to find the listings, to find the properties, to find the sellers, to find the buyers, to close some deals, okay? So you got 55 opportunities until the end of the year. But there will be another window right here. This is January 1st, okay? Right before that, a couple days before that, and about a week after, you're gonna hit an incredible opportunity. And I want you to be ready for it. And you got to get ready right now in order for you to harvest this opportunity right here. We are in the market right now. We're in many areas where you guys are. Homes are selling quickly. Properties are moving very quickly. True or false, right? There's not a huge inventory. Good listing sells pretty quickly. Sometimes multiple offers. Prices are moving up. There is much more demand than there is supply. That also means you don't have a whole lot of new expireds. Am I right? It's just another cycle. It's going to shift, but for now, that's the reality. You don't have 15, 20 good expireds every day, and we used to. It's going to come back, but might take some time. But there's one exception to it, and that's this window right here. Many of the contracts, many of the MLS contracts, many of the listing contracts will expire on or around December 31st. And there'll be a huge spike, so even if you have low number of expireds, as we come closer to this date, suddenly the number of expireds will spike exponentially. And this is your opportunity, because in some markets, some people reported as many as 200, even 300 expired listings, where before there were 2 or 3. It's possible. Can I guarantee it? Of course not, and it doesn't apply to every market. But in many, that's exactly what you're going to see. If you're ready for it, if you know what to do with it, you can literally set up the first 6 months of next year capitalizing on these leads. That's absolutely realistic. It's absolutely possible. So here's what's going to require to tap into this opportunity. As you start today, you got to get your ducks in a row. You got to have some things in place for you to be ready when this happens. Because if you just wait for it and then you try to improvise, you're going to get steamrolled by better prepared agents, some of them my students, agents who are eager to succeed, who are passionate, who are ready for it. So you got to watch for that. So what do you prepare now? Let me give you a quick list. Number one, of course, the mindset. We talked about it. I don't need to go into more details than that. But be ready for it. I can do this. There's business out there. There will be people who need to relist their property, who need to move. I know how to do it. I know how to help them. I'm a good, honest agent. Done. So that's the first thing. The second thing you're going to prepare is your ability to create strong or high status first impression. Very important. And this has more to do with neurobiology, the way we're wired, than anything else. People instantly and very often, most often subconsciously, evaluate you very quickly. Their scanner turns on instantly, whether it's on the phone, whether it's in person, any type of interaction you have with them. They instantly create an opinion about you. We do it all the time. You do it, I do it all the time. It's a combination of your energy, your appearance, your communication, your language that you use, all of that packaged together. Very quickly, the seller decides, like him, don't like them, trust him, can't trust him. High status agent, low status agent, expert, shyster. And it happens super quick. It happens within 4 seconds, in most cases, sometimes even faster than that. So you got to be ready for it. You got to have your best first impression in place. So there are 2 parts to it. You create impression through your marketing and through your communication. That means, let's say I call some of these expired listings. How I open the communication, how I start the dialogue, how I start the first few lines of the dialogue, and notice I don't say script, I use the term dialogue, conversation, is going to determine my success at the end. If I open it with pleasant, passionate approach, if I'm smiling, I'm having a good time, I'm enjoying the conversation with the person, it's contagious. And I'm instantly shifting the gauge from typical agent to, ooh, somebody different. So that's number one. Number two, when I meet them in person, eye contact, body posture, body language, how I dress, the kind of car I drive, how my overall energy I send out. Am I timid, nervous, kind of scripted, scared? Am I too aggressive, too strong, which can be a problem, or am I right in the middle? It's going to make a huge impact. And if you're struggling with expired listings or in prospecting in general, I promise you the biggest chunk of the problem is your first impression. You're not making good first impressions. The funny thing about first impression is you may not be too aggressive, or you may not feel too timid. You may not feel these things, but you're sending these signals. Somehow you're being perceived as such. And as you know, perception is reality. So what you got to get ready is a good first impression. In your communication first, how do you do that? Practice. That's the best way to do it. Practice diligently so you come across as nice, pleasant, confident, easygoing. Not wimpy, needy, and not too aggressive, too scripted, too stiff salesperson. Right in the middle. That's one. And two, evaluate your marketing. What kind of marketing do you need? You're going to need more than just a business card. For this to work, we're entering a market where the sellers are more sophisticated, they're more educated, they have more choices, they have more information available. It used to be the keepers. And I don't have a sample here, but remember the old MLS books looked like phone books? We used to hold all the information. Nobody knew what homes are selling for, what the new listings were going for. That was not available. We kept it. We had it in our big MLS books. Every 10 days we'd get a new one, remember? That's changed. Now the consumer has all the information. They can go on Zillow and realtor.com. They can go all over the place to get information on prices, how to sell a house, what the terms mean, everything. But they still need you as their guide. So in order for you to create that impression, you're going to need more than just a good old business card. Hi, call me when you're ready. I cringe every time I see that. You need something more. Now what I recommend, if you have the Expired Plus, if you don't, you should get it, seriously. But if you have it, review it. Try to do like an independent audit of the marketing you send out. Because the expired package will come handy whether you mail it to these sellers, whether you contact them in person and you drop it off, you leave it there. One way or another, they're going to create some kind of a, more than just a communication, it's going to be a marketing piece that's going to communicate about you, who you are. So do a little audit. How is your communication? How is your marketing? Put yourself in the seller's position. Would you find it interesting? Would you find it helpful? Would you find it engaging? Would you find it different? Record yourself. Get one of these bad boys. Let's see if I have one. I can show you. I thought I had one. Yeah. One of these little digital recorders. Get one of these. These are like $30 on Amazon. Every single one of you should have one of these. Every single one of you. And record yourself. What do you sound like on the phone? What is your communication like? Do you come across as passionate and cool and interesting? And is it a conversation? Or are you reciting sales scripts? Do you sound like a robot, like a telemarketer? Are they in control? Are you in control? Get one of these bad boys. That will help you tremendously right here with your communication. Your presentation, your follow-up, your phone calls, your prospecting, everything should be recorded. Everything. Not on your iPhone. I don't like it when you have it on a smartphone. You have to fuck with it. It's in a way. This you just keep in your pocket. You record yourself. It doesn't matter what they sound like. It's not important. What you sound like is all that matters. Okay? Get one of those. Practice that sucker daily. So now you have a good marketing. Now you make a good, nice first impression. The Expired Plus comes with an entire package. Just put it together. Nothing too complicated. But you have something nice and tangible that presents you, hey, look, I'm different. Look, I know what I'm doing. I'm competent. Because at the end, that's what they're looking for, somebody who's trustworthy and competent. So you prepare this. So your high status first impression has to be your priority. That's number one. Number two, you're going to create a plan. And here's how you're going to do the planning. Make a list of things you have to do daily, weekly, monthly, based on the goals where you want to be here, the dollars. What are the things you got to be doing daily, weekly, and monthly? So, and this is just an example. Let's say my goal is, let's just say $250,000. Out of that, let's say 1/3 will be expired listings I want to generate right here. So, I'm not very good at math, but let's say $70,000. So I want to list 10 expired listings. You're going to work it backwards. If I want 10 expireds out of this pool, that's going to be part of my plan. What do I have to do? You're going to work it backwards. If I want to list 10 expireds, how many appointments with them do I need? Now again, I'm just giving you my examples. Your numbers will be very different. But let's say 10 expireds listed would require, let's just say 15 listing appointments. So 10 I list, 3 I don't want, 2 I don't get. Somewhat realistic, but again, your numbers very different. Now, what do I have to do to get 15 listing appointments? I need to get, now again, these are just my numbers, but I need to have, let's say 40 leads. 40 expired leads. Out of those 40, I can get 15 appointments, 10 listings. I would be pretty happy with that. So what do I have to do to tap into this pool of, let's say, 200 expireds that are going to spike in December and January to generate 40 leads? What activities do I have to do? Well, I have to call them, I have to text them, I have to mail them, and I have to email them. That would be my approach. Call them, text them, mail them, email them, and of course, visit. I have to visit them in person. So how many do I have to do? Daily, weekly, and monthly to reach my goal. And this is going to be very different for each and every one of you. This is the kind of projection you got to get ready. This is the plan. Then it's just a matter of putting on a calendar. Okay, every day I have to have 2 conversations. Because out of those 2 conversations, if I do it weekly, that's, let's say I work 6 days a week. That's 12 conversations. Out of those, let's say I will end up with 6 leads. And out of those 6 leads that I do weekly, every month I'm going to end up with 24 leads. Out of those 24 leads, I get, what have I projected here? About 5 appointments maybe? And out of those 5 appointments, maybe 3 listings. And that would be my monthly plan. So within 3 months, if I follow this, I can get my 10 listings. Because not every expired will be ready right away, obviously. Does it make sense? So this is how you prepare for this spike right here. You got to be ready for it. Mentally, you got to be ready for it as far as planning. You got to be ready for it as far as your marketing and your communication. And then know your numbers. Now, don't overthink this. These numbers will change anyway. It's going to evolve. You're going to evolve. But you got to go in with something. And if you set a minimum standard, like in my case, this would be, I must have 2 conversations every day, whether it's on the phone or preferably in person. What do I have to do? How many do I have to dial? How many do I have to visit where I can actually reach somebody? What are my windows? How many do I have to go back? It's not just going there once. If they're not home, yes, I'm going to leave the package. They go immediately on a follow-up. Mail starts kicking in. I'm going to try calling again, texting again if I can. I'll use social media if I can, and I'm going to revisit them. And then you're going to find your windows. What are my windows? Meaning, when do I have the best chance to reach somebody at home? Is it at 8 o'clock in the morning? Is it at 7 p.m. at night? Is it Saturday at 9 a.m.? Is it Sunday late afternoon? You need to find out. Because this is different based on your socioeconomic area where you work. That's the plan, my friends. That's one of the things you got to do. This is the expired blitz. This is the expired. There will be a nice chunk. Smart agents will tap into this. And then through good follow-up, they will start converting them. Some immediately to appointments. Those are the super motivated ones. Some a little later. Keep in touch, keep in touch, keep in touch. And they're going to start converting. But here's where it's going to get even better. You will still have some expireds here, and some expireds here, and some expireds here. Maybe a few, maybe not a whole lot, but still some. You're going to start adding them to the pool. Start adding them to the system. You don't fall asleep. You keep doing it. That's the daily part. Every day, 2 conversations. Do the math with me. Let's say you work 240 days in 2018. Are you guys getting it? It's not that complicated. Once you start breaking it down, it can be pretty easy. Intense, but boy, it can be profitable if you're ready for it. So now, do the math with me. Let's say you're going to work 240 days in the next 12 months in 2018. Some holidays, some vacations. And you absolutely commit that in those 240 days, you will keep those 2 conversations. Now you can add other high probability leads. This can be for sale by owners, this can be referrals, this can be people who come to your open house, people you meet door knocking, people you connected with online. This can be all kinds of sources, but those are leads who want to move in the next 6 months. That's the target. That's what you're after. Not somebody doing it 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Fuck that. That's too far. So you have 2 conversations, so that's 480. Am I right? I'm telling you, my math, not so good. I'm not proud of my math skills. 480 conversations in the next 12 months. How many of those conversations out of these high probability leads can you convert into appointments and listings? Now again, this will depend on your skill, this will depend on your desire, this will depend on your marketing you're using, on the dialogues, how close do you come to what I teach you or somebody else who's as competent as me, not that many. How many can you end up with? Now, I'll give you my expectation, about 30%. So what is that? For that, I really need a calculator. So bear with me. So let's say I turn 480 conversations, 480 times 0.3. So that's 144 leads. So now I have 144 actual leads in my follow-up system. You with me so far? So I have these conversations, 2/3 I say, nah, don't want them, not motivated, not interested, or didn't connect with, something happened. So out of these 144 leads, how many can I turn into appointments and listings? Now again, my expectation would be, I don't know, 25% maybe, let's be conservative. So what is that? 144 times 25, so that's 36. 36 appointments. And let's say out of those, my listing presentation, pretty good because I'm using the Presentation Plus, I can get 30 listings. That would be my realistic expectations. 30 listings. Now, let's say I sell homes in my area, average price here is about $650,000. So if I get 30 listings, so $630,000, my average commission times is $15,000 times 30. So it's $472,000 in my area. Of course, yours is different. 472. I project $472,000 in commissions based on 480 conversations, 2 a day. So if I'm able to keep up my commitment of talking to 2 high probability leads a day, new expireds, old expireds, FISBOs, referrals, open house leads, door knocking leads, online leads, 2 conversations a day where we actually talk, where I get to ask them questions. Why is that important? Going back to what we talked about earlier. High status, information, connection, trust. You can't get that with text. Text is important, emails are important, but it's through conversations where I can connect, build rapport, ask questions, accomplish all that. Does it all make sense now? No, I'm moving really fast because I'm trying to give you a lot because 55 days, we ain't got a whole lot of time. You got to set this up. But these are the projections you have to start thinking about. These are the habits you got to start building. And this is the marketing strategies you have to have in place in order for you to crush it in 2018. Yes? You with me? All right. So now, 144. Wow. That's pretty good. All right. So let's take a look at some good questions you people have. Blanca Casas. Hey, Blanca, ¿qué pasó? From Los Angeles. Good to have you. Welcome to the show. Corey says, thank you, Borino. My pleasure. Stephanie's here for the first time. Welcome, Stephanie. Lovely to have you. And Mike as well, first time from Vancouver, Washington. Lovely, lovely to have you. Sonia says, I'm pop by every now and then, and I think I give amazing vibes and great information. If you can do that, and that really is a skill. And I tell you, at the beginning, when I started doing all this, becoming a real estate agent, I struggled with self-esteem, nervousness, low status, immensely. It was a big deal for me. Having a thick accent, feeling inadequate, feeling like an immigrant. I didn't know anything about real estate. I was not very skilled or educated or trained. My real estate training seriously was your desk, your phone, good luck. And that was it. There was no bold, there was no ignite, there was no nothing. There was nothing. Later, my broker took pity on me and sent me to some workshops and some stuff. But at the beginning, they wanted to see if I had what it takes, because many didn't. So it would be nice to have Borino when I started out, because I would have learned how to be more confident. I would have learned that it's a skill that you can learn it. You simply practice certain things over and over mentally, practice certain things verbally, meaning you practice the ability to have conversations, and you can get there. It's a skill. And this was hard for me until it became easy. But the process I use is I don't care how I do it at the beginning, because I know I can't learn golf. It's really funny. Last night we were out with some friends who own a very lovely, like a bistro restaurant in Washington, D.C. A few miles from us. Lovely people. And they have a little daughter. And I was watching her. She is about a little over a year old, 16 months, I think. And she's as cute as a button. She is just adorable little thing. And yesterday, for the first time, she heard a live band. They had this band playing, and it was like a guitar and a bass, and the lady was playing an electric fiddle. It was lovely. We had a really wonderful time. And she was mesmerized by it. She was staring at it. She was fascinated by the music, and she wanted to walk towards the band. She wanted to grab him, so the parents were holding her. And she tried to figure out, wiggle her way out. She doesn't still walk perfectly. She still has that wobble. So it got me thinking, some agents, not you guys, because you understand the concept, you're rock stars, but some agents would like to start doing, let's say, expired listings. And first phone call, an appointment. If and when that happens, you're a rock star, it's awesome, but it's a fluke. If it doesn't happen, it's just progress. Because so many agents think, I'm going to do it, and it's going to be great, I'm going to start cranking leads, I'm going to crank listings, and I'm going to be a total rock star. And if it doesn't happen in a week, fuck it. It doesn't work. Expireds are bad people, and I don't know how to do this. Right? Where this sweet little girl figured out she will not walk perfectly for quite some time. She's going to get better. She's going to get better. She's going to fall on her ass once in a while. Sometimes get startled and scared. Sometimes it's going to hurt a little. But she's going to stay with it. Because at the end, she observes the grown-ups who, for the most part, unless they had a lot to drink, walk pretty well. So she knows she's going to get there as well. And with the help and embrace and support of the parents, she's going to learn and be just fine. That's how we learn most of the stuff. Where some of you guys get stuck is, you think, I gotta get this down perfect the first time I try. Or pretty soon. Now, I like that you're passionate. I like that you have positive expectations. Those are essential. But you also have to be realistic, because what you're learning is a process. And just like that little girl didn't learn it overnight, you're not going to master it overnight. Here's the best part of working FSBOs and expireds and high probability leads. You're going to screw it up. Trust me, you will. Everybody does at the beginning. Everybody. Remember that scene in The Matrix where Neo leaps from one building to another? Remember that? He goes, okay, clear my mind, clear my mind. And then he goes, bam! And then the crew on the ship says everybody falls the first time. Same thing here. Everybody falls the first time. Same thing with that little girl. She's going to fall. It's all right. So the issue is not, are you going to fall, are you going to screw up? Of course you will. The issue is, will you be able and willing to get up? You're able. The question is, are you willing? So here's my favorite thing about working expireds and FSBOs, not to mention because they're good leads, but here's another one. Even if you screw it up today, royally, give yourself permission to do so. There'll be more tomorrow. There'll be another one the next day. Another one the next day. Heck, I would even go back to the same expired week later. Do you think they really remembered me? Hardly ever. Hardly anyone did. It's no big deal. It is, going back to the beginning about the book I was talking about, it is the belief that it matters and you screwed up and you can't fix it and there is no other chance. Now, some of you are asking about the title. Let me get my Kindle and I will actually tell you the name of the book. And if you're willing to get past all that archaic stuff, it's called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And the author, bear with me, is Joseph Murphy. Joseph Murphy, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Great book. Great book. Very, very enjoyable. Lots of great insight. Lots of stuff that you feel like, oh, this is new. And it's not. It's been around for a long time. It's just, I like the way he packaged it in the simple strategies and simple tools you can deploy right away. So forget about the language, forget about the Bible part of it. Focus on the message. It's really, really good. ¿Está bien? All right, guys. Groovy, groovy, groovy. So that's the name of the book, my man Tarun. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Murphy. Really good. Hey, Shante got a new office. Congratulations. Grace really loves it. Excellent. Expireds are usually picked back by the same realtor. How do we butt in with that? Oh, good question, Kimberly. What do you do if the same agent picks up the expired? Now, once they list, there's nothing you can do. But here's what I would offer you, Kimberly. Not everybody relists with the same agent. Here's what happens. Let me show you what happens. And I will give you some specific language you can use. Just be careful, because you don't want to be too salesy, too pushy, too arrogant with these people. When they do relist with the same agent, what they're really communicating is, we trust this guy more than anyone else, even though they didn't get the job done. He's not very competent. That's really what's going on in most cases. Once the contract is signed, relisted, extended, nothing you can do, walk. Mindset, number one, there's plenty. Number one, accept the belief that there's plenty. There's plenty of opportunity, and there will be plenty of sellers, Kimberly, who will absolutely not relist with the same agent. Now, the percentage will vary by area and by circumstances. But I assure you, In every market, there are expireds who list with somebody else. So here's what normally is going to happen. Listing gets activated. This is active right here. Then it's on the market, and this can be 60 days, 90 days, 3 months, 8 months, whatever. And then it expires here. Now, here's what happens with some. They relist right away with the same agent. This is a dead end. Don't worry about it. Nothing you can do. Some will never relist. These are people who usually got smacked by the market, whose expectations were way up there or circumstances changed. Dead end as well. You don't worry about these. What you worry about are these people. There is a timeline right here, and this can be a few days, this can be a few weeks, few months, where nothing is happening and they get reactivated, relisted again right here. These are the ones you're after. Because those that relist with the same agent, don't worry about. Those that never sell, don't worry about. You need to find out who will not relist. But it's these people. What happens during this time? It is precisely in this window, whether it's days, weeks, or months, that a smart, good, well-trained, high-status agent develops trust, rapport, and connection with them. Right here. This can happen very quickly. Very often it happens organically. It happens very naturally. And then as a result, they're listed with somebody else. Strong first impression right here, vital. Good follow-up right here, vital. That's what it takes. But I assure you, even though some are listed with the same agent, some don't, what the seller is looking for here is an agent who they like, who they believe in, and who they trust. You use that window, you use that process. Focus on those sellers. Right mindset, they're out there. Right mindset, I can help them, I know how to do this. And right systems with a good follow-up. It took me, in most cases, 5 to 15 touches to turn into a listing. That was my average number. Yours will be different. But it took me between 5 and 15 touches of follow-up and everything where they see your name, they get your message, whether it's a call, email, text, everything counts. It takes about 5 to 15 of those before you can convert them into appointments. Majority will require some follow-up. Very few you will convert at the beginning here. And it's usually because they got burned, they're discouraged, they're angry, they're frustrated, and they're confused. That's why so often you're going to hear at the beginning, we're not going to relist. We're going to stay. But that's not what happens. In many cases, that's not reality. Reality is, at the end, they're going to relist with you. Good first impression, strong follow-up. That's what it takes, Kimberly. And you will see that if you check your MLS stats and you review some of the listings that have been relisted, they're relisted with a different agent. How did the other agent get there? Strong first impression. They liked the agent. They liked him better than the old agent. Now, occasionally, if you get in a conversation with an expired listing who is considering going back to the old agent, sometimes the bond is strong, the relationship is strong, and you can't break it. But occasionally, you can. If you do it in a friendly way, you can ask questions like this. Kimberly, let me ask you, did the other agent try to sell the house? Of course they did, right? The seller would say, yeah, of course they did. So you really think that they tried really hard and didn't get it done, they're going to get it done now? Other than dramatic price reduction, what do you expect they're going to do differently? And you're not knocking the competition. I don't want you to put down the other agent. I just want you to show them the reality. The agent would try to get it sold, would have. They did. They didn't get the job done. Isn't it time for a fresh approach? And then you can offer an alternative. And the alternative would be, maybe it's a good move. Especially if you like that other agent and you trust them. Nothing wrong with that. But it wouldn't hurt to at least get a second opinion. A different perspective. You see, 97% of the listings I take, I sell. And many sell within 60 days. Would that create a problem, by the way, if we sold it very quickly? No, that would be fine. Awesome. Well, let's do this. Why don't we get together in my office just for 20, 25, 30 minutes, and I'll show you how I get my listing sold, how I help sellers just like you guys. Worst comes to worst, you just walk away with good information. You can even pass it on to your agent, see if he or she can do some of the things I do. Or you decide, I'm a better choice. I'm the right choice. Who knows? I'm not there to pressure you. I'm just there to present some good, helpful information. So regardless, you're going to walk away with something that's helpful to you. Let's meet tomorrow at 4:30. Would that work for you? Go for it. Why not? You have nothing to lose. Cool? Okay. So that's how I do it, Kimberly. Yes, get the expired plus. It's amazing, says Blanca. Love it. Has helped me tons. Well, good. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate you saying that. It's a good system. It just makes all this a lot easier because it's organized, it's a system. You get all the marketing, you get all the follow-up, all right? Kimberly, I was told I can't approach a seller or a buyer if they are working with an agent. How do I know I won't get in trouble? Well, if the property is listed, Kimberly, you can't and you shouldn't. But if it's not listed, absolutely talk to them. Todd made a good math. Look at that, $1,000 per conversation. I love that. That is absolutely right. Do you have this formula written so we can put it in our numbers? I don't, Sharon, but if you just notice, the formula is pretty simple. And the numbers will be so different, just follow the numbers, follow the principle. Conversation, appointments. Here is how you calculate it. How many conversations? Start at the back. How much money do you want to make? Start with that. Then you work it backwards. How many listings will it take to get you there? In order for you to get those listings, how many appointments do you need to go on? In order for you to get that, how many leads do you need to have to generate that many appointments? And for you to get those leads, how many conversations do you need to have? And the best way to do it, start tracking it. Just start keeping track. Just start tracking. That's how you will know. And within a week or two, you can start evaluating. Yeah? Don't overthink any of these guys. Don't overthink any of these, please. Grace says, yes. Hey, Derek, my man, Derek, how you doing, dude? One of the best-looking agents here in Rockstars. Trotter says, this is great. My first time here. Thank you. My pleasure. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Desmond checking in from Colombia. Lovely to have you. Oh, Tom has a fantastic question. Let me show you something more than just a letter. Borino, do you have a good reconnection letter to send to past clients that we have lost touch with? I'm touching base with old clients and sending Starbucks card to meet me for coffee and catch up. Very good intention, Tom. And by the way, great to have you back. But I'll show you more than that. This is from my good friend Gail Zintek. I got this, and I haven't opened it yet, as you can see. I just cut this, so I don't want to fuck with it here on live. But I got this big box from her. So I wanted to open it right here with you guys because it will fit nicely to what Tom is asking. So there is a card there. Let me open it up for you. This is how you nurture your connections and get a bunch of referrals. So I open the card. This is really nice. See the nice little see-through envelope? Happy hunting. I was booed. Happy Halloween. Look at that. Beautiful card. My very first jack-o'-lantern, October 29, 2017. We thank you for your continued support always. And that's me. I posted recently on Facebook. This is a picture that Gail got from Facebook and created this in send-out cards. If you're not a member, go check it out. sendoutcards.com/Borino. Check it out. You will thank me later. But anyway, she puts together these cool cards. This is funny. I posted a little post on Facebook recently that I never did pumpkins. I never carved pumpkins because I had this belief, here we are again, that I suck at it, I'm no good at it. Anything that involves hands, I will either hurt myself or hurt somebody else. And because I love my children and my wife, I stood away from all those tools. Until recently, kids said, no, let's just do it. It's going to be fun. And you know what it was? You can actually see us right here. See this picture right here? Where we're carving the pumpkins. And this was my end result. I was pretty damn proud of myself. So Gail took time, put together this cool card. And then here on the back, it's in friendship and celebration, Stephen Gale. And contact info. How cool is that? Isn't that awesome? Send out cards. I'm a big fan. Yes, I'm affiliate. Yes, I will get paid if you join. I think you should, especially now. You got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, you got New Year's. 3 great opportunities. So let me show you how we reconnect. But there is more in the box. Gail, you are awesome. Let's see what we got here. Oh my Lord, what is this? Jesus. Look at this, guys. What the hell is this? This is awesome. Gail Zintek, you are a master of nurturing relationship. I tell you, it's got to be something fragile because see how it's wrapped in a bubble wrap? Do you guys like popping these? Hold on. Hold on. It's so much fun. Look at this. What in the world? This is so, wow. So cool. Check this out. This is fantastic. Oh my God, that is awesome. I love this. Oh, this is beautiful. It is a wine bottle holder as a skeleton. This is so cool. Gail knows I like good wine, so hold on. Can you guys see it? How awesome is that? Oh, this is fabulous. See, it holds a wine. I don't know if you guys can see it on the picture. That is fantastic. We got to give it a name. I'll tell you what. Pick a good name. Pick a name for this guy or girl. Gail, thank you so much. So, why did I want to open it with you guys? To give you an idea how to connect with people or reconnect with people in your sphere. Now, when I say sphere, I don't just mean your past clients. I mean your neighbors, your close friends, your relatives, people who know, people your spouse knows, anybody around you. Because these people can become clients or know somebody who can be a client. So in order for you to harvest all this business that's around you, just ready for picking, you got to nurture the relationship. Now, I don't recommend to do it just with a letter. Like you send them a template letter, hey, I wanted to reconnect with you, and here's a Starbucks card. I mean, it's a nice gesture, but it's not going to get you very far because it feels marketing-y. It feels salesy, and it feels like you have an agenda. You have something that you want out of it. So let me give you a better approach. I would start with a small group, maybe 20, 30 people that you really appreciate in your life. Like I appreciate Gail very much. And you guys. And write, or you send out cards, and through send out cards you can make it look like it was handwritten. You don't fake it. This is not about, oh, fakery, fake handwriting. Doesn't matter. Pick a nice card and tell them what you appreciate about them, each and every one. And I know now the marketing part of your brain goes, well, fuck, I'm not going to write 20 personal cards. 20 personal cards will get you miles further than any templated letter that's mail merged, pre-printed, that smells of marketing will get you. Even a handwritten personal thank you card, a handwritten personal note, just wanted to say hi, I always appreciate you in my life, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thinking of you, hopefully we'll get together soon. That's all you got to do. Now, yes, you can take some shortcuts. Send out cards will mail merge, and they will set up the mailing for you. If you upload the address, they will put the name there, so you don't have to vary the text too much. But it needs to feel like it was meant for that specific person. You can do that. Now, whether you send out cards or not doesn't matter. Go to Walmart, go to Costco, go to any of these big stores, and get a box of nice cards. And spend a little time. Somebody can help you, of course, address them, stamp them, and all that. But it is the thought, it is the desire, and it is the intent that will have the biggest impact. Where you're not expecting in return, now give me listings, give me business. It is more about connecting with another human being, to being there for them, to being helpful, being cool, being their resource, being their guide, rather than being a desperate, needy salesperson blasting out letters. Much more powerful. And this is a perfect opportunity to do that. Go meet your friends for coffee. Go talk, get to know all your neighbors in your neighborhood. Get to know your spouse's friends. Nurture these connections. Yes, they will know you're in real estate. You don't need to stamp it all over. You need to wear a giant badge or a t-shirt. Now, if you do, that's fine. But make it about them. Connect with them. Get interested in them. Do what Gail does. The tool is not important. It is the intent and execution that will make all the difference in the world. That's how you do it. And if you use this window right now, before Thanksgiving and then Christmas and then New Year's, perfect opportunity to do that. Where they know who you are, how to get in touch with you, what you do for a living, and they can trust you. And then you start nurturing it, not just through mail, but through social media, through phone calls, to quick texts. Just like you do with your good friends. Same concept. Because if you treat the people around you, your sphere, like your good friends, they will treat you like that back. Meaning not just with friendship, but with plenty of business. That's how you do it. All right? Was that helpful? Cindy likes the analogy. Awesome. Yeah, you guys like it. Awesome. Good. So that's how you do it. Helmi says, I always failed to follow up my leads. That's a problem, Helmi. I'll be honest with you. Number one reason agents fail, now there are many reasons obviously, but from my perspective is they don't run it as a business, they don't have the business mindset, is lead generation. That's the first problem. They don't have their lead generation organized as a system. That's why I produce the systems like the Real Estate Video Plus, the Expired Plus, the For Sale by Owner, the Borino Plus. No, the Borino. That's why I have these systems to help you with the most fundamental element of your business, which is get leads. But the second problem is you even get leads, whether it's a referral, it might be a good lead, and it still gets lost through the cracks. Why? Follow-up. The problem you and everybody else runs into is majority of your business comes from follow-up, not from prospecting. Prospecting only gets you leads, but leads don't pay your bills. You know, leads are worthless. Leads need to be turned into appointments and listings and business. And for that, you need good follow-up. You need that part. Remember right here, this segment. And drip campaign is not follow-up. It drives me crazy when you believe, some of you, that, ooh, I have an automated drip campaign. Of course I'm going to get appointments. Drip campaign helps. It's part of it, but it's only part of that. You need to incorporate personal visits if you can. Phone calls, having conversations. That's where the magic happens. You incorporate video. That's why I have the Real Estate Video Plus. You incorporate emails. You incorporate mails, letters, postcards, texts. All that must be part of the package. Social media, huge. All that. You need to have it organized so that you're firing off these messages. They constantly have your name in front of them. And not just in a salesy, oh, give me business way. Are you ready to move? Do you know somebody who wants to move? Send me referrals. I love referrals. You know, that silly heart stickers that people still use. Blah, blah. So, how do you organize your follow-up? Number one, get a decent CRM, contact relationship management, contact management system, CMS. Get a decent one. There are two I recommend. There's a whole bunch of them out there. Don't overthink it. Check out Realty Juggler, check out Lion Desk, or anything else, start using it. Because at the end, the best contact management system is the one you use. Put all your leads in there. Everybody, potential leads, actual leads, people that you're trying to get hold of. If you can't get hold of them, if you can't reach them in person or can't reach them on the phone, boom, just mail keeps going. Email if you have it. Use fire off on all these channels and just follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. Remember, it took me between 5 and 15 contacts, 5 and 15 follow-up touches to convert them into appointments and listings. So you got to stay with it. It takes persistence. It takes perseverance and focus. So you got to fix your follow-up, bud, because no amount of prospecting will fix your follow-up problem. And if you don't have a solid follow-up, it's not going to work. That's how you get appointments, is through follow-up, through building trust, through building connection, through repetition. How did you and I meet? For those of you guys who bought my system, who are either in the boot camp or who have the Expired Plus, the FISB, or whatever. Was it the first instant you come to a website and says, holy cow, this dude uses foul language, but I like him, bye? No. It took some follow-up. You probably got some emails from me. You probably watched some of my videos. You probably hear on Rockstars. You probably interacted with me in one way or another, or at least come on the lives. But it took some time and some repetition. It's the same concept. You have to reach that level of trust through follow-up, 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 follow-up. Yes, we like you. Yes, we trust you. Yes, we know who you are. Let's do business. That's the process. All right. Ramesh just ordered the book. Good. I think you'll like it, Ramesh. I think that will be good. Stephanie actually found the PDF. Fantastic. And just remember, if you don't have good follow-up, somebody else out there does. Somebody's going to snag that business. And here's the secret, guys. And hear me on this. You're going to lose business not because the other agent is better, or more years in the business, or has a fancier car, or is as handsome as me. You know what I mean? You're going to lose business because the other agent had a better follow-up. They trusted the other agent more. They got to know the other agent better. They saw the pictures of her kids on social media. They get a couple of phone calls with some helpful tips, with some information and update what's going on in the neighborhood. That's why you lose listings, not because you're a worse agent. Sometimes the other agent may be a totally sucky agent, but with a good follow-up, they're going to win most of the time. Because they have more connection, more trust with the client. They're positioning themselves as being cool and helpful. Whether they are or not doesn't matter. It's a matter of perception. Does that make sense? Eye-opener, huh? Oops, sorry, I pushed the wrong button. So that's the secret, my man. Kimberly says, thank you, my pleasure. Ooh, that's an awesome approach. This is great, isn't it? Yeah. Martha says, a lot of them are very upset because they get bombarded with many calls as soon as it expires. All right, Martha, I will challenge that statement. How do you know that? Is it a belief, is it an assumption, or is it a fact? And if it is a fact, I would love to see the statistics. Now, if you've done as many expires as I have, yes, some of them get phone calls. Yes, some of them get a bunch of letters. Some not. It depends. But I challenge that assumption. It is not based on reality. It's based on assumption. And I had a military sergeant, Sergeant Petrov, who taught us one very important lesson. And it goes like this. Assumption is mother of all fuck-ups. Assumption is going to lead you astray. So be very careful. If you're going to assume, why not assume this? And this is a fact. They may get calls from other agents. Nothing you can do about that. They may get mail from other agents. Nothing you can do about that. Here's the fact, though. And this is a fact. Right here, one of these agents is going to get the listing. Now, will it be one of the agents who didn't call? Will it be one of the agents who didn't follow up? Or will it be most likely an agent who made a first contact, made a good first impression here, gets the listing there through follow-up? Answer me that. You don't need to. I'll answer it for you. It is, in most cases, an agent who made good first impression and who kept in touch. That's the answer. And you can hold on to your beliefs that they get calls from other people. What you're really saying is, I feel nervous calling. I don't know what to say. I don't know when to say, when to approach them. I'm scared. I'm scared that they're going to yell at me. I'm scared that they're going to be rude to me. I don't want to do this. I feel uncomfortable. But here's the problem. If you let your emotions and assumptions control your income, you're in deep caca, deep poo-poo, or as we say, deep shit. If you let these assumptions, these feelings, and these beliefs that are restricting you, holding you back, you're never going to reach your full potential. Is it possible some of these sellers will be pissed off? It's very possible. Is it possible that not all of them will be waiting for you and go, come on, give me a hug? It's possible. But I cannot hold these imaginary assumptions in my head because it's holding you back. And it's preventing you from serving people, helping people, and making a lot of money. So step one, don't let your emotions control your income. That's the Borino rule. Do not let your emotions, how you feel, whether it's fear, this, doesn't matter, control your income. How you feel is how you feel. Either change how you feel, do it regardless, doesn't matter. Shit's got to get done. That's one. And two, I challenge these observations because I had expireds who I would say, hey, you're getting a lot of calls? She goes, not really. A lot of people stop by? No, you're the only one. Really? How many packages did you get? What packages? No, you're the only one. I found a business card in my door. I challenge those. Now, what if there are a whole bunch of agents doing it? Well, you better join in because only those who do it get a chance to get that listing. Because if you're on the sidelines, if you're just watching, or worse, if you're feeling like, oh, they're doing it and I can't do it and I feel scared, you're going to feel shitty. Because deep inside you know you can do it. Deep inside you know you can deliver the good service. Deep inside you know you've got what it takes to reach it. You just need to get off your butt and do it. Or hold on to your stories. They get calls from a whole bunch of people and nobody realized the market is bad and you have 20 other reasons. Are you looking for reasons or results? Because if you're on reasons, I can give you a whole list. And they'll be valid. There'll be solid reasons why you shouldn't be doing it, why it doesn't work. And you're going to watch other people do it. Because at the end, check your MLS stats. Expires are relisted every day. Not all of them with the same agent. Some do. They go this route. But somebody else is going to get. If you don't take a shot, you will never score. Guaranteed. I challenge your beliefs. I challenge your assumptions. I challenge you. Shift your beliefs, shift your focus, shift your expectations, shift your approach, put it into a system. Don't just kind of shoot from the hip. But if you stay with it long enough, you're going to get better and better and better. If you have decent marketing backing it up, why wouldn't you get the listing if you know what you're doing? Does it make sense? Little tough love for you guys. Don't bullshit yourself. Please don't. All right, Martha? You got this, babe. You can totally do this. Gordon says, you posted a question. Oh, you guys, did you see that question? Man, we got close to 300 responses. I love that. What would you do differently if you started again in real estate? What would be your advice to yourself? Gordon says, you posted a question about what would I do differently if I could do it all over again. I would work on my mind. It is all about a mindset first. I will check out the book you recommended from the library today. Excellent. It is really, mindset is huge. It's huge. Stephanie would like to know, how do we get expired number or email? Stephanie, there are services and systems you can subscribe to. There are some free, some paid ones. They will do that for you. The ones that I'm affiliated with, where we have a partnership, and we participate when you join, we get a check, is called Espresso Agent. It's a good service. They will research the expireds for you. Give them a try. We have a deal set up with them for $29. You can try it for 30 days. Go to espressoagent.com, and the code you're going to use is Borino, B-O-R-I-N-O. So give it a try. They will get you emails. Not everybody, of course. Not everybody is on their system, but they can be pretty good. Out of all the ones that are out there, that would be my number one choice, Stephanie. Okay? Espresso Agent. Do check it out. They will give you FISBOs and expireds. All right. Send out cards. That's sendoutcards.com/Borino. Stephanie just signed up. Excellent. Tom says, thank you for the spot-on information. That's why we're here. I mean, you guys, seriously. There are coaches, real estate coaches out there who have these kind of sessions. They charge you hundreds of dollars to participate. Your Coach Borino, the buddy that he is, giving you for free. How cool is that? You deserve it. That's why we're here. I want you to do well. And I tell you why. If you do these things, the mindset, the systems and all, some of you will come on board. You will get the Expired Plus, you will get the FIS Borino, you will do the boot camp with me, or get the Real Estate Video Plus, any of these programs. I have a whole bunch of them. Some of you will come and join. That means you're going to give me some money so I can stay open, I can run my business and pay my bills and feed my family. But in return, I will help you do better. Get more leads, get more clients, make more money. And then we spread the word, and it's going to grow. So this way, everybody wins. Now, here's when it gets even better, and this is what excites me. Not just we win as our little community, as agents. You become profitable, and you will have the lifestyle you want. But you will serve your clients better. So we're bettering humanity in our small little part of the world, obviously. But we still do, and that inspires me. That excites me. My bottom line is, if you don't do well, I'm screwed. I can't stay in the business unless you win, unless you do get clients, unless you do make money. So that's my mission. And I don't hide the fact that I need to sell some products and some courses to stay open. But that shit better work for you. Otherwise, my reputation will go out the tank. And if you don't make money, I'm screwed. Everything we offer has a 100% money back guarantee. You would send that shit back, and I'd be doing something else, 9 to 5 sweep streets or something. You get me? So I want you to do well. That's why I like to do these coaching sessions, to nudge you, to help you, to inspire you, to really share with you as much as I can, to give you what you need to get where you want to be. All right, Anthony. Andy says, it's your drunken monkey at work. Fix your approach. Amen to that. All right. Olga wants to know if there will be a replay. Yes, there will be a replay. Sandra likes the tough love. Well, somebody's got to tell you the truth. That's one thing. I want to be honest with you guys. That's why I don't sugarcoat my language. This is how I speak. For those of you who met me in person, for those of you people who saw me in person, you've been to my seminars or we hung out or whatever, this is who I am. That's how I speak, sometimes in front of my kids. Ooh, I hate that. I really try to watch my language in front of the kiddos, but it is what it is. Somebody's got to tell you the truth. You know, I can blow smoke up your ass about the latest new lead generation, new magic this, magic that. Oh, the new Facebook system, the new this. I don't mind any of these tools. I don't mind if you pay for your leads. But just notice how very often, almost always, they will tell you leads, 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 leads. Leads are good. Leads are important. But very few will tell you listings or dollars. Even if people endorse this, I use this and I got 50 leads. Awesome. How many of those turn into listings? And is it a consistent system? What I teach you, work expireds, work FISBOs, open houses, high probability leads, I teach you because I know it works. Because it worked for me, number one, and it works for my students. Not everybody, those that use it and follow the system. But that's my point. At the end, it's going to be the dollars that's going to make it or break it, not number of leads. So don't get swayed just because there are leads. Leads are just the first stepping stone. Important, essential, but just the first one. Somebody got to tell you the truth. Yeah? Makes sense, right? So next time you hear about the next magic thing, be careful. Ken has a good insight. Listen to this. Our emotions are definitely creating a safe zone and holding us back from growing and experiencing new levels. The next time you're getting ready to prospect, notice the things you start doing just before you actually start. It's all busy work that your mind is trying to stop you from starting. So true. Take a deep breath, count 1, 2, 3, and go. Borino's giving gold nuggets out. Ken, I very much agree. And I will encourage you not just watch your actions, watch your thoughts. And not just watch them, improve them. That book, The Power of Subconscious Mind, will help you with that. How you talk to yourself, the emotions that you're triggering, and the small actions have a huge impact on the outcome. Not just how you feel, but the outcome you're going to get. The reticular activator is a little bastard because that filter, if it's in the wrong place, pointing in the wrong direction, will literally block out all your opportunities to make money, meet clients, be cool, and be successful. So watch for that. Very good insight. I love that insight, Ken. That's really, really good. Ken knows what's up. Sandra says, yes, I like you. I grow, you grow. Yes. Espresso agent. Yes. Excellent. Dylan likes the Tony Robbins of real estate. Yes, that's how I feel sometimes. Because I can relate, and I can tell you from my personal experience, being a guy who was literally homeless. I mean, I'm not joking. That story is true. There was a little liquor store in Pico Rivera where I used to park. They had these big lights. You know, I felt pretty safe. That's where I would sleep. I tried sleeping in the office first. I got kicked out of the little rental. There was a little home in down in California by the freeway, and I was renting one room. And my shit was so not together that I couldn't even afford it. And I was like, I don't know, $300 a month to rent a room and a bath. So they kicked me out. I slept in my car. I tried to sleep in the office, but we had motion detectors. And the alarm sensors in the office would kick in when I would move around, so I couldn't. So I had to stay in my car. And then my friends took me in, you know, they took pity on me. They let me stay with them, and things eventually got better. But the reason I struggled so much is not necessarily because I didn't know much about real estate, which I didn't, but it was my mindset. I had so many limiting beliefs that I carried around, and it was like dragging this giant anchor I just couldn't move. And I didn't want to even admit it to myself. I'm like, it's a new age mumbo-jumbo bullshit. What am I going to be in Sedona doing incense and chanting, give me listings, give me listings, give me listings? You know, I made fun of it. I didn't buy into this whole concept of thoughts become things. That to me sounded ridiculous. I was making fun of the new age, you know, visualize, vision boards and all that. I was cracking jokes. Meanwhile, people were making hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars, laughing all the way to the bank. Well, I fucking slept in the car. Who was the fool? Blanca says, Borino stuff really works. Bought an entire program. It was a definite game changer for me, but it was only regretted. I made $20,000 in 2 months. Well, thanks for saying that, Blanca. Good. That's not bad. 20 G's? Love that. Excellent. Thanks for the nice words. Value bombs. How do I get in touch with you, sir? Grace, right here on Rockstars is good. You can email us. You can shoot us an email, borino@expiredplus.com. When you get one of my systems, the Expired, the FISBO, the real estate video, I have a whole bunch. I will post links because we got a bunch of new people here in Rockstars. So I'll post you links to all my programs. You can check them out. But the way you can get in touch is you can email us, borino@expiredplus.com. You can call us, call my office, 800-573-8492. Let me know. One of the things you're going to get is with every program you get, you will get an implementation session with me personally. That means if you get the system, you will get a little book, you will get some stuff in the mail, and then you will get stuff online. We will set up a meeting, you and I. A little phone meeting. We'll talk about your business, where you are, and I will help you implement it. Because the last thing I want is for you to spend money on something that's going to sit on your shelf that you won't use, or half-ass it. I want to make sure it works. I want to make sure you're getting results. So I will prod you and nudge you and inspire you and teach you and answer your questions, obviously. So you will have access to my calendar. You're going to get a link to my calendar. You're going to pick a time and a day that works. And we'll set up a time where we'll just talk on the phone. No coaches, no bullshit, no selling or anything. Just you and I setting it up, okay? Whichever system you're going to get. All right, my friends. Good session today. We went a little over time. Thanks for being here. Felicia says, is there different portions of the program? What is the first portion you recommend to start with? Or is it just better to jump in and to buy the whole program? That's a really good question, Felicia. What I would recommend is, yes, you can buy it as a package. And we offer a big discount. You save like 38% if you get everything. From lead generation to follow-up, to listing presentation, to mindset, to communication. You get a whole bunch of stuff. That's a big box that comes in the mail. So if you're ready for it, and if you want to drink from that fire hose, then you will. You can get it. It's called the Success Plus. It's available. But if I were to start, and if you really want to start just with baby steps, and you don't mind investing a little more, buying it piece by piece, then I would start with the FISBO and the Expired programs. Those would be the two I would start with. The first one is Expired Plus. Just search expiredplus.com. That would be the first one. The second one for FISBO is called FISBorino.com. FISBorino.com. Both really cool systems. You'll get a guide, an actual book that comes in the mail, where you will have the dialogues and you have the process and the follow-up. It's all broken down step by step. and then you will have online access to the rest of the program, where you're going to get the downloads, the marketing materials, and all that stuff that comes with it. And with each one, of course, you will get access to me, so you can ask questions, you can ask for help. I'll be coaching and helping you all along. Okay? All right, guys. Good productive session today, don't you think? We had a good time today. All right. Blanca says, Felicia, you should get the whole program. I would too, because you'll see how it's connected. The leads are good, but you still need to know how to have a powerful listing presentation. Powerful presentation is important, but you still need to know how to communicate with these people, so you need to get the core influence, which talks about confident communication. So it is all connected. So you might consider just getting the whole thing. Saves you a lot of money too. Okay. My dear friends, good session today. Enjoyed it very much. Thanks for all the great questions. Thanks for hanging out here with me. We do this every week. There'll be one next week, but I think we're going back to Tuesday. I have to shuffle the schedule. Normally this happens on Tuesday, but because I am traveling, I'm teaching the boot camp tomorrow, and I'm traveling Wednesday through Sunday. I did want to talk to you before I go. Wishing you all a fantastic week. I hope this was a good start to get you warmed up for a fantastic week. Don't buy into the bullshit. Things are slowing down. Nobody's moving. Everybody's going to wait until the holidays are over. Some people will, which is great. Keep in touch with those. Nurture the connections. But be ready. Some people won't. Check the MLS. Check how many listings were today. Hit the MLS. How many going to be tomorrow? How many of those will be yours? Something to think about. Yes? All right. The cool thing about this business, you can make dramatic changes right now. It's not going to take you months to shift your focus, your expectations, your beliefs, your mindset, your first impression, your marketing. You can do it now. Not all of it, and not right away, but you can definitely start. Yes? Glad I can be part of it. I appreciate very much the opportunity to chat with you like this every week and to help you and to teach you and to guide you. I cherish and appreciate this chance to do something I love doing because of your results. I depend on your success. I want your success. I demand your success, damn it. So go out there and crush it. Thanks, Rockstars. I'll talk to you all real soon. Coach Borino signing off. Have a fantastic week. Let's go get him. Bye, everybody.